Hey guys, welcome back to Resistance Chicks. We're your hosts, Leah, the lovely Leah, and Michelle.
The lovely Michelle.
But that doesn't, that's
the
not...
magnificent Michelle. The moving Michelle.
You have to, the moving?
The marvelous Michelle.
The alliteration.
Yeah, my computer's covered with little black hairs.
So,
it's gonna be a great episode.
Today is the 16th of August. It's a Friday. It's our weekly roundup.
And that's a pretty interesting way of putting it. I think that there's probably there's a little bit more to it, but it's a sticky situation.
It is a sticky situation, but I think that was that Dennis Prager did an excellent job of laying it out there. He says it's a difficult problem to fix, but it's really not. It's only difficult because the Palestinians don't want peace. Okay, that's not the objective. When peace itself is not the objective, but rather the destruction and dismantling of an entire state, an entire group of people, you can't reason with those types of people. And like he said, their media, their education system, it's all filled with hate for Israel and wanting death to Israel, you know? So I'm curious as far as a history goes, and maybe you don't have the answer to this, and maybe somebody in the chat does. But I like to go back to the book that I know the best, and that's the Bible. And within it, I see the promised land being promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I see through Moses and then Joshua and Caleb, that land that we are talking about taken by Jewish people, right? The children of Israel. Do the Palestinians have a claim that supersedes?
There's no such thing as a Palestinian.
You know what I mean? Okay, the Muslims, whatever you want to call them. I know that they say that they come from Esau or whatever.
In the 1600s.
No, I'm way before then.
No, and I'm sorry. In 600 A.D., the Muslims went to there were these holy wars.
Right.
And the Muslims went and they captured Jerusalem, and that is their claim. They have a third holy site.
I mean, before, is there anything that predates Moses or even Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? But they say that they claim that they come from Abraham as well, sort of. Is there anything that predates that?
I think you're really conflating a lot of things, because the Palestinian region has been the Palestinian region for times of biblical history, but there's never been Palestinians.
Right.
Okay.
Muslims.
So to say,
whatever.
do they have? No, but I'm trying to tell you, not all Palestinians are Muslims. And
right.
Not Muslims. Not all Muslims are Palestinian. Palestine was a region that at the time in the early 1900s, you had a 10% Christian population, you had a Jewish population, and you had a very large Muslim population, thanks to Muhammad setting up the third holiest site in Jerusalem, and thanks to the holy wars and the Ottoman Turks going on their crazy rampage for 1,000 years or whatever. So, you know, to say that they had any predates, I mean, here's the thing. Islam wasn't even invented for 600 years.
I know. So what I'm saying is, it really was a rhetorical question. Okay. From a biblical Christian standpoint,
this is just, we're really just having a really great show from
there is nothing that predates. Okay, so the people of Jericho had Jericho. Is there any descendant that lives in Palestine that can go back to then?
You know, here's the thing. We can't, honestly,
it's this region that has gone from hand to hand to hand to hand to hand to hand to hand. It's just part of life. It's part of the existence. If you're an atheist, it's part of evolution. Survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I'm sorry. Israel has a right to exist. They have that land now. They want to live in peace with Palestinians. The people that are fighting that don't want peace. Hamas does not want peace. Rashida Tlaib does not want peace. Ilhan Omar does not want peace. They only want the destruction of Israel. That is the only thing that they will be satisfied with. I'm sorry, they're there. They are there now, okay? It's kind of like if somebody steals, someone's property, okay? And then 300 years later, some descendant of the person that property was stolen comes back and says to the current property owner, give it back. You owe it to me.
You're missing a point. It's kind of like,
but the land wasn't even stolen.
It's a sticky situation.
It's not that sticky to me. It's straightforward.
There's a lot of information. So some of it says that the land was stolen. Some land was stolen. Some people were kicked out. The Jews were kicked out the Jews were put in ovens. Okay? The Jews had all their property taken from them. Okay? So yeah, the world decided to make Israel their place.
Historically, you know what? It makes sense to put them there. Out of all the places in the world, where else would you put the children of Israel, of God's chosen people, into the promised land, but back into the promised land? Where else would you put them? It makes sense to me. They got to go somewhere.
There are 22 Arab nations, and the Palestinians are hanging on because they hate the Jews. They're not hanging on because they want the land. They're not hanging on because they really think that the third holy site's really holy.
Right.
They have two other really big holy sites.
Right.
The Jewish main holy site is Jerusalem. Why do you have to take that one as well?
Okay, remember, guys, we love you. God loves you. God bless. If you want to send us your letters, P.O. Box 107, Milford, Ohio 45150. We will read them on air unless otherwise notified. So we'll see you back here on Sunday, 2 days from now, at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our European and UK news. It's going to be a good show. Britt Baza has been telling me in the chat that he sent us a message that it would seem that Farage, your favorite Britain mine, has taken up the flagship of fighting the Islamification of the UK. That should be very interesting. I can't wait to check that out. So we shall see. All right, you guys. Good night. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday and Saturday, and we'll see you Sunday.
Cold.